Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So it's finally here. I got my hands on the LG Wing, and I was supposed to get this a long time ago, and it finally flew its way into my mailbox, and I got it. So really excited about this. We're going to do the unboxing, the first impressions, all that jazz, so you can get a up close and personal look with the LG Wing, and also talk about, well, what I think about it, especially going through the box, seeing what's in there, and then seeing what this phone brings to the market. I mean, it's interesting. It's got the screen that flips out, like Wing. And then it also has the functional screen down below. So there's some weird application to this, and yeah, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but we're going to go ahead and dive in and take a look at it. But before we do, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Now let's take a look at the LG Wing. Here we are with the LG Wing, and this one's pretty cool. I actually happen to have the Verizon model. Works with CDMA, works with the ultra wideband that they have on 5G with Verizon, so that's pretty neat. Anyway, enough talking. Let's open the box. Got a cool Wing-like unboxing tool to use here. Just like the screen. Yes, they match. And ta-da, inside the box, LG Wing, pre-installed SIM card, battery and pre-installed USB charger, all that cool stuff, and you'll see it. And then Verizon 5G. Ta-da, here it is. So this is the LG Wing, and I gotta say it's a little bit heavier than I expected to be here so far. I didn't expect it to be super light. I mean, it does have two screens on it. They're stacked on top of each other. Essentially 6.8-inch POLED screen on the top, and then the screen underneath is 3.9. There we go. So you've got the 3.9-inch screen here, and then the 6.8-inch primary screen on top. And the action is actually pretty smooth. I'm surprised. It's pretty easy. Let's do this for a little while. Okay, so you can enough so far. 64 megapixel camera on the back. It does have a similar teardrop pattern to the Velvet, except the camera is a little bit larger and it's not stretched out as far down on the phone. It's got a Hexa motion stabilizer. So there is one really cool feature with the camera on here. It actually acts like a gimbal, and I'm really looking forward to testing that out for shooting some video. 4,000 milliamp battery, which I think it should be enough to get you through the day, but of course I'll have to test that out. I can't say that for sure now because I'm just going through the unboxing process. Well, that looks like garbage. Anyway, so what else do we have in here? So it's got the LG second year promise, so you can go ahead and register this within 90 days of your purchase, get an extra year on the warranty. That's nice, especially for something like this that has this crazy new form factor. And then, oh, on the side over here, power button, volume up and down. Looks pretty decent. And then this right there is actually the pop-up selfie camera. You can see there's no teardrop, no cutout, none of that stuff. I actually am really happy about that because I don't like those, and I didn't like how it was on the Velvet. Alright, now I got that in my system. Let's fire it up. Hit the power button there. Let's see what else is in the box. Here we have our standard documentation. Paperwork, stuff you're not going to read. More paperwork you're not going to read. It says the SIM ejector tool's in here. Oh, there we go. It's stuck. There we go. SIM ejector tool. And then what do we have here? Oh, nice. It comes with a dongle. So there's no headphone jack on the Wing, but you do have the USB-C to 3.5mm headphone jack. That is nice. I'm glad that's included. We have a fancy LG charger, USB-C. So the charger is 5-volt 3-amp. And then we have the charging cable here, USB-C to USB-C. And there we have it. So I'm going to have to go ahead and set this up and come back so we can have a look at it, talk about some of the different features, scrape the sticker off the back, and we'll go from there. But so far, pretty neat. That's cool. It makes a little clicky sound. Okay, cool. All right, so Let me go set this up and then we'll be back. So here we have the LG Wing. Pretty fancy, huh? So it's got pretty much everything you could ask for. It's got a 32 megapixel front-facing selfie camera, which is actually a pop-up camera. Check this out. Bam. That's pretty neat. Now, it takes a second or two to go ahead and go up and go down. And then if you accidentally, drop it, it pulls it back in. So that's pretty neat. It's pretty darn fast and it's pretty accurate too. So as soon as it detects that it's starting to fall, I guess with the gyrometer in it, or gyroscope in it, then it goes ahead and retracts it, which is pretty cool. Or when you exit out of the camera. But it's got the 64 megapixel camera on the back along with two ultra wide cameras, a 13 megapixel and a 12 megapixel. But it also has the feature where you can use the built-in gimbal, which is something that's pretty cool because you can use that to record with and makes it, take out a lot of the bumpiness and all that other cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to testing that out since this is the unboxing and first impressions. I haven't been able to do that yet, but I assure you, I will. 6.8-inch POLED display, 1080p resolution. It looks perfectly sharp and crisp, and it's decently bright. Now, I haven't got to test it out outside yet, but with the brightness all the way up, it's pretty darn bright, so I do like that. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. It does have expandable SD card slot, which shares the same slot as the SIM. USB-C to charge. It has one downward firing speaker. It doesn't have facial recognition technology. And this has been something that LG has done all of 2020. The V60 didn't have facial recognition technology. The Velvet didn't. And now this guy doesn't. So I don't really know what they're thinking over there, because it seems like it would be really easy to implement. But I don't know. This one at least I understand. Almost dropped it. This one I at least understand a little bit more because it has this pop-up selfie camera. So since it has the pop-up selfie camera, you can imagine that that's probably inconvenient for whenever you want to do the facial recognition stuff, because it's just not open. Now, what it does have though is a fingerprint sensor built into the screen. So it has an optical fingerprint sensor you can see here. It takes maybe about 2 seconds, second and a half to activate. It is not the fastest in the world, but it's accurate enough. I don't really have any problems with it. Now, the thing you've been waiting to see here, ta-da, is the wing. And it flips out to the side. Now, it's pretty neat. It pulls up the little carousel. It's pretty easy to flip over. I'm just demonstrating this is not the easiest to do one-handed. It's much better if you just use your other hand and then you can open it like that. Or you can, I don't know, however you can figure out to get this open, it works well enough. It looks kind of like a tomahawk to me. But yes, it has different configurations here, and this is the little catalog of stuff it has already up there. You pull it open up top, and then, ta-da! So you can be watching like YouTube up top, and you can be still using the phone down the bottom. Now, not every app works down on the bottom. Only certain ones do because they're not configured for this 3.9-inch screen. And this 3.9-inch screen was actually very interesting to me because it reminds me a lot of the old Blackberries because they only had like 3.5-inch screens. So it made me think about today, if there was a keyboard on here, could I use a screen that size? However, it is perfectly functional, and what's also nice is, but let's say you're watching YouTube, you're watching a video, and then down on the bottom, you want to use the internet. So you can still use your Chrome browser, you can fire up your email, you can still make phone calls. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do down here that allows you to keep using your phone and not have to cut away from the other stuff you're doing. And I think that that is beneficial. But of course you can also flip it like this. Ta-da! And then you can use this screen over here, which is also kind of neat because you can use the browser over here, but then you're stuck holding on to the thin screen. So it doesn't really work out all that well in practicality, but you can, and I saw this in the demonstration for the phone when it was originally announced. You can like lock in part of the phone and then the other side over here have like your GPS or whatever. So I mean, there's different ways and different configurations that you can use it. It's just a matter of getting used to it. And yeah, so in all practicality, using it like this for like the day or two that I've had it, and it's mostly nice, but whenever you go up here, I mean, that's not really all that readable. It's really designed to be looked at like this. So I guess you could look at it like this and find what you want and then click on it and then fold it this way. Or flip it that way rather, or wing it. So yeah, it takes some getting used to. It's not overly clunky. I mean, the stuff does switch fast enough. and it's powered by the Snapdragon 765G, so it's not a slouch at all. It's actually a very good processor, and it has 5G. And since this is on, this one I have is a Verizon model, it has the ultra wideband as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and it's powered by a 4,000 milliamp battery, which should get you pretty much through the day. I've used it for probably about 2 days now, and I'm getting over 6 hours of screen on time, so I think that that's perfectly fine. I don't have any real concerns there as far as the battery. It'll probably last longer for you than it does for me. There's no headphone jack on here, so that's one thing that you're going to be missing out on. And traditionally, LG has had really good DACs on their phones, usually the 32-bit quad DAC. So you don't get that here, but if you use the USB-C dongle, then you can get 24-bit DAC, and you still get a pretty decent audio experience. The volume rocker and the power button are over here. They are fine whenever you're using them like in normal mode, but whenever you flip the phone out like this, they're basically impossible to get to because, you know, the screen is in the way of your thumb, and then the buttons are right back behind the screen, so it makes it a little bit kind of a difficult process to get to them. So maybe set your volume before you flip the screen out. But so far, I like it. It's got a nice weight to it. I would show you the back of the phone, but I have this Spigen case on here. And the thing is I got this Spigen case, and it's got a sticker on the back of it. Actually, here, I can take it off. Hopefully I don't ruin my case I just got. So there's a sticker on the inside of the case. And I actually really like this Spigen thin case quite a bit. And this is the back of the phone. And it actually has a really, really nice premium look and feel to it. I've been really impressed with the build quality. It feels hefty, and it feels like it's made really well. Like, it doesn't feel cheap. I've been really impressed with the build quality. So I'm going to put my case back on so I can keep it protected. I did get a Smart Shield screen protector that I put on it, and I ripped off about 5 minutes later because it was glass and it didn't work with the fingerprint sensor. That's a problem you're going to have to worry about, is finding a glass screen protector that works with the optical fingerprint sensor. Those are difficult to find, so check the reviews on Amazon. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board and find another. The Super Shields one, which is one I usually like to get, is not it. The case does make it easier to flip the screen out to the side here. If you don't have the case on there, it's mostly nearly difficultly impossible to do with one hand without worrying about dropping your phone. And I almost dropped my phone just trying to do it this way. But you do kind of get the hang of it after a little while. So that's something as well. It's not too difficult to use one-handed, the phone that is. And it's a pleasant experience to use the phone. And so far, like I said, I like it. $9.99 MSRP, but you can find them much cheaper than that lots of places. Right now, I don't know if it's still going on, but T-Mobile was doing a half-off promotion, and I think LG was as well too. So you could get this for less than $500, which I think is a really good deal. At $9.99 originally, I was like, man, that's kind of overpriced. I don't think people are going to buy it at that price point, but under $500, I think that it's a really viable phone. I think that's about it. This is just an unboxing and a first impressions and a first look at the phone. I will have more content coming. I do really like the phone. I've been enjoying using it a lot more than I thought I would. Oh, other tip and trick. Get Gboard on this phone. It has the LG keyboard, and it's probably the worst keyboard I've used in the last decade. So get away from that as quickly as possible. Run quickly. Run far. Find your friend Gboard and install it on the phone. When you install Gboard on here, it turns it into a night and day typing experience. Really enjoyable. Nice to type on, and the haptic feedback is actually pretty pleasant and timed well with the typing. So it makes for a pretty nice experience. I've been pleasantly surprised with that. Now, that's going to wrap everything up. But I'll come back. I'm going to make more videos about this, so stay tuned for those. This is just the unboxing and first impressions. And like I said, so far I like it, and I like this Spigen thin case. It's thin something case. I can't remember the exact name. I bought it. It showed up today. So I got it this morning, and it's really helped increase the user experience with the phone because it feels more protected, and also it makes it easier to slide the phone out with one hand. So there you go. So that's all I've got. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I will get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.